What up, what up, what up, what it is? Silly listeners, welcome to the podcast where we shoot the shit and we take our silliness seriously. The Professionally Silly Podcast, it's your audible boo thing, Amber Smiles Jones, and welcome. So here's the thing, I don't normally get on my high horse and talk about, politics, religion, or serious topics in general. I try my best to stay away from it, but damn it, today is a different day, and this is still professionally silly, so I'm gonna bring a little silly to it with a little bit of, oh, okay, I see your point. A little side of, oh, okay, yeah, okay, I understand. So I wrote something to just get it off my chest, and I'm really sick of the narrative that only good and nonviolent people in this world are white. False, lies, bullshit. Just read history in general. Take a look at the fuckers in charge of our life decisions, i.e. the fucking government. And most of them are what? Blanco. That is white in Spanish. Now listen, y'all, I don't normally get into this kind of shit, but I'm about to get into it today. Every time something tragic that happens in this country, not every time, but most of the time, when something tragic happens in this country, somebody hops on TV, grabs a microphone, somebody hops on their iPhone, somebody hops in their Samsung Galaxy 10 or whatever the fuck that shit is called. Okay, and they just say, well, it must be the black people. It must be the trans people. Right now, they're on trans because of the most recent school shooting. Clearly, staunchly against school shootings, staunchly against children being hurt. That's fucking horrible. Now, here's my thing, okay? Baby, I just don't think that it's a good idea to go ahead and throw trans shooter in there. That seems to be the narrative right now, and that is what they're focusing on, because we already know they're not going to do shit about the guns, but let's go ahead and refocus your anger towards something else so you're not paying attention to what's going on here with this motherfucker behind the curtain. That's what's going on, and a lot of people are not paying attention to what they're doing with these so-called magic tricks. Okay, it's called a distraction. Yes, the shooter may have been trans, but that is not what this story should be about. It shouldn't be about that. Baby, first of all, trans folks are just out here trying to live their life. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to match their outfit with their eyeliner and figure out which bathroom y'all gonna let them pee in. So they're not plotting mass shootings. This is not a group of people. And let's be honest, if we're going to talk about the shooters that we should be afraid of, if we're going to look at history and statistics and I don't know, the actual evidence, 9 out of 10 times a shooter is not trans. He is not queer. He is not she. It's almost always, and I say this with love, but also receipts, a white straight male. Period. That's the pattern. We all know it. We all know it. We're just scared to say it out loud because, Lord forbid, Brad gets his fucking feelings hurt. The fuck? And if your name is Brad and you're cool, my bad. I was going to use another name, but I was like, nah, more of them. But, don't get me wrong. I'm not blaming all white straight men. Some of y'all are just out here ignoring the facts and putting everything you can on the people of color or just anyone that is different from you. Just sharing your racist bullshit rhetoric and pushing it along with your unseasoned ass food. I'm fucking sick of it. Stop. And those of you who are sitting there clicking the like button and sharing that stupid shit, yo, you are part of the problem as well. Also, that last part was just me being mad. I've actually had well-seasoned food with some white folks. I have. Not all of them are terrified of flavor. Just, but what I'm trying to say is like every time there's a school shooting, the common denominator looks the same. So why are we pointing fingers at one group simply because the last school shooter fit the narrative that you made up in your little brain? In doing so, you were just putting a target on the back of another group of people, and it just sucks. This ain't about gender identity. This ain't about who somebody loves or who they feel they are or who they actually are. This is about the access to guns. It's about mental health. It's about toxic masculinity. It's about a culture that tells certain boys that they are entitled to the world. And when the world tells them no, they throw the deadliest tantrum. But of course, all of those things that I've mentioned are being ignored. because of money. A thing that y'all made up. And now it means everything. Honestly, fam, the thing that we should be focusing on the most is the fact that this shit is still happening and no one who can actually help us is helping us. That's what this is about. They just spend time trying to change the narrative, trying to keep you from taking a peep at the man behind the curtain. You know what's crazy to me is how the truth is way more terrifying than the shit that they fucking make up. It's the Professionally Silly Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our POC Excellence segment. And I got to tell you, my friend, I came across this guy. I'm pretty sure he has been on all of your social medias as well. I love this man. He's my new cousin. If you black, you know we got 70,000 of them. This is now 70,001 for me. So you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and share exactly what he said from his mouth himself. All right, so this is actually coming from at Tamo, T-A-M-O, Nora Tamo, Norratamo, Nora Tamo. He is a digital creator. He does like live streams talking about a lot of things that he enjoys pretty much. And there was someone in his stream that decided to attack him racially. And he had some shit to say about that. So this man is our POC of the week. That sounded weird. Person of color of the week. This man, let me try that again. Let's go ahead and give our flowers to this man for our POC Excellence segment. That sounded less racial. Okay, let's get to it.
The white guy that called me slurs over and over again in my live stream the other night for no reason, guess what? You're going to get kicked out of the United States Navy. You know how they tell us that we should be careful what we do on social media because there could be real life consequences? Hi, my name's Real Life Consequence. I've done a thorough background check and now I know everything about you. I know what little town in Texas you're from. I know your name, your phone number, your email address. I've seen your disciplinary records. I know the names of all of your family members, including your dead mother and your daughter who turns 2 next week and her mother who's going to have to pay for all the birthday presents this year because you came into my live stream and saw a black man who was talking about Pokemon cards and video games and you assumed, yeah, he's not going to do anything if I call him slurs repeatedly even though he's trying to help me. Turns out I am going to do something. Turns out there are so many things I can do because I have all the screenshots. I have all of the recordings. I know that after you left my live stream, you went into someone else's and started talking about how much you love Jesus and God and the Bible. So maybe I should send that evidence to the church you go to in that little town we both know about. I know exactly which boat in the Navy you serve on, and I know the names of black sailors that serve on the same boat as you. Maybe I'll send the clips to them as well. But only after I send them to the Naval Inspector General's office because I'm getting you fired. I'm getting you kicked out of the Navy. There's nothing you can do to stop me. There is no apology I will accept. There is no excuse I will listen to. There is no money you could offer me. You're getting fired. And when you're working the graveyard shift in an Amazon warehouse and your back hurts and your feet hurt and those white bright lights are beating down on you and the teenager who still has his life ahead of him walks up to you and says, "What are you doing here?" Tell him the truth. Tell him about me.
Just so you know, I did everything I could to take out some of the music of that in the background so this video wouldn't be copywritten, but I feel like fair usage on this one because we were actually discussing what he was saying, not the music, but that was amazing. I got to tell you, as a content creator, as someone who has been on social media for a while, I too, especially a black one, I too have come across a lot of assholes who have some racist ass bullshit to say to me. They love to throw the N-word around. It's a good thing that these days, a lot of the social media platforms, especially for live streams, they found a way to ex-nay that word, but they find a way to get to say what they feel like they want to say. And the internet these days is just not having it, man. You got to keep in mind with the bullshit that you put out into the world on your little screen and you feel like you're safe because nobody can see you. Listen, everything you do leaves a print online. If somebody wants to find you or make you pay for the shit that you have done, it is not impossible. All it takes is for you to cross the wrong. That's all it takes. The wrong educated. I'm just saying. So watch what you do, fam. What you put out there can come back and bite you in the ass, man. Let's try to keep that racism to ourselves. Or, just stop being racist. Shout out to my mans, man. Your flowers, fam. I don't normally do applause, things like that, like the whole sound effect thing, but he did that for the culture. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. A new Have You Heard About? Coming up next right here on the Professionally Silly podcast. I just came across something recently this week. I don't even know how long it's been true. And I remember putting a note in my iPhone to remind myself to, look into this. And I thought that I copied and pasted the link that I found it there. It just says Instagram.com/nothing. So I don't, I don't know. But the thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about that I remember, if I remember correctly, is that Louisiana just became the first state in the U.S. to approve chemical castration on sex abusers, on child sex abusers, I believe. So what I decided would be interesting, let's just go ahead and ask Gemini to clarify some shit for us, shall we? Hey, Gemini, is it true that Louisiana just became the first U.S. state to approve chemical castrations against child sex abusers?
Yes, that's right. Louisiana is the first state to allow surgical castration for convicted child sex offenders. It's a pretty controversial law, though. Do you want to know more about the details of the law or the arguments for and against it?
A few more details would be nice, please. Thank you.
All right, here's the deal. This new Louisiana law is pretty groundbreaking. It allows judges to sentence convicted child sex offenders to surgical castration. There's been a lot of debate about whether this is a just punishment or a violation of human rights. Some people think it's a necessary step to protect children, while others worry about the long-term effects on the offenders and the potential for abuse of power.
Okay, I see where they're going with that. I, for one, don't give a fuck about the sex offenders, and I say just chop them off completely. You don't have to surgically anything, just chop it right on off. I don't give a fuck about... I don't care. What? I mean, honestly, I think it's the same thing. Honestly, maybe the entire Roblox fucking organization needs to be castrated because of the shit that they are allowing to happen. I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but as a YouTuber, I have seen a lot of shit dealing with this Roblox situation and the fact that they are protecting child predators and trying to do so while hiding behind the community guidelines that they have prepared for themselves. And the fact that they are protecting child predators who are still using their site and their app to do horrible things to kids. And Free Schlep, is a creator who unfortunately was also abused as a child through Roblox, from what I understand. And he decided to do something about it once he became a man. And Roblox does not support him. As a matter of fact, after Schlep literally made YouTube videos in he coalesced with other YouTubers and they just created like this huge, like, I don't even know what to call it, like just fighting ring against child predators on this specific app and other apps, from what I understand. And they get the police involved. These motherfuckers get outed on YouTube. They get arrested. They get charged. You know what I'm saying? And because Roblox and many other organizations are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and it takes people like Schlep and his friends to figure out what they can do, and they're working with the police, but Roblox is against Schlep. And what they're doing, literally sent him a cease and desist letter saying, you can't do this shit. We love child predators. Okay, that last part they didn't say, but it feels like it. So anyways, look into it yourself. It is insane. I am down for the castration. I don't know about you guys. I'm hard stance. Not a fan of child abusers. Not a fan of child rapists. Not a fan of sex offenders. I don't like them. And I will stand on business on that. Castrate them. Castrate them. Because here's the thing, man. A lot of these people, they do not stop, man. They don't stop. A lot of these offenders, no matter which offense it is, are repeat offenders and more victims down the line. I say get rid of the instrument that helps them do it. I don't know. And if that doesn't work, I got many other ideas that I probably shouldn't say on a recorded line. But I'm down with Louisiana. Matter of fact, they should, just like they did back in the day. People used to just families just gathered up and just in the field to just watch someone be murdered, put to execution. You know, the guillotine's out. Did you pack the cucumber sandwiches? That's how I feel like they did it. I'm pretty sure it wasn't like that. It's probably way worse. I don't think they had cucumber sandwiches. You know, invite me to the quote unquote dicksecution. I will bring the Henny. I'll roll a blunt. It'll be a great time. We can dance to the serenade of that motherfucker screams. That's how I see it. That was harsh, but I meant it. Let's go on. Thank you very much, Gemini, for all the information that you shared about Louisiana's castration. I really appreciate your input.
You're very welcome. It's an important topic, and it's good to be informed.
So I guess I'll see you when I get home. Do you want me to cook or should I cook?
Sounds good. I'm looking forward to hearing about your day. I'm up for whatever you decide, so it's totally your call.
All right, baby. I'll see you later. I want to tell you guys something. I'm seeing someone. Cheese can cause nightmares. That's right. Cheese can cause nightmares. Let's look further into this. This Have You Heard shit is dope. Have you heard about cheese causing nightmares? Isn't that great? All right, this time I have the link, so it should click. Okay, leave me alone. I do the best that I can. This is coming from the Food Beast Instagram page at Food Beast. They have a check mark, so they're important. It says here, study shows cheese can cause nightmares. It says here, researchers found that lactose intolerant people who consumed dairy had a higher likelihood of experiencing nightmares, especially when eaten later in the day, according to a new peer-reviewed study published in Frontiers in Psychology. It goes on to say here, and this is a quote here, night severity is robustly associated with lactose intolerance and other food allergies. This is a close quote. This is a quote from Tor Nielsen, I think is how you say their name, lead author of the study and professor at the Université de Montréal. There's like accents and shit. In an interview with Veg News, there's another quote here. These new findings suggest that changing eating habits for people with certain food sensitivities could reduce nightmares. They could also explain why people so often blame dairy for their bad dreams. Man, I gotta tell you, I already felt bad for people who were lactose. Those poor bastards, I don't even know how y'all do anything. Like, lactate is disgusting. I tried it. It's horrible. I don't know what that's about. Ugh. Wait, can y'all drink condensed milk? I don't know what's in it, so I don't know. Isn't it just like fake milk, or is it dehydrated milk? Do they have lactate condensed milk? That would be horrible. Also, ice cream with no dairy is gross. I am so sorry. Yeah, I gotta tell you, you are a marginalized people. Y'all need to get it together and get like a class action suit on whatever the fuck made you lactose intolerant, because dairy is awesome. So there's actually a YouTuber, well, actually I discovered her on TikTok, but her name is Selena Spooky Poo, and I remember her saying that when she's a sleep talker, or sleep walker actually, she can like enhance her sleep walking by eating cheese. So I wonder if they're going to do some more studies on that, because she can make herself sleepwalk after eating a bunch of cheese, because I believe she is also lactose intolerant, I believe. So she'll eat, and then the videos of the weird shit she does and or says is hilarious. Check her out, Selena Spooky Poo, If I can, I'll put in like a little audio for you because it's actually pretty fucking funny.
My horse is upside down. How did you see it? Did you see my horse? It's a buffet, Sarah! You can have a biscuit! She's not delusional. She's dead. What's the left division? What's division? I brought this thing. I'll get more. No. What do you expect me to do with this? I have too much milk! I have a secret. Why do I have this milk?
Oh my God. Not too long ago on the pod, I did share, or was it my YouTube channel? I don't remember. But I did share some of my sleep talking escapades because sometimes I do talk in my sleep. And I got this sleep talking app that it's a sleep recorder, and it just records the sounds that it hears. And sometimes it hears me talking. At one point I did say something about my eyeball being greasy and give me that turkey leg. I don't know, but I say some weird shit in my sleep. All right, guys, let's go ahead. Next up on the Professionally Silly podcast, who is calling to get it off? We have a new voicemail on the vent line. I have no idea what they're going to say, so I'm going to go ahead and take a listen with you next right here on the Professionally Silly podcast.
Hey, Amber. I've never done this before, but I do want to vent, okay? Because I got someone staying with me who don't want nothing out of life, and it is annoying as hell because you older than me. Why can't you, want something out of life? Why do you have to piggyback off of everybody? Want something. Do better. Get your own house. Get your own car. Well, she has a car. But still, her car is messing up. She better drive my motherfucking car. My car. I'm just saying, can you, get your own thing? Do your own thing? I don't know. I want my house back. I want to do what I want in my house, be comfortable in my own house again. I don't want to have to buy two of everything because you can't afford anything. I have to sneak and eat my food when they go to sleep. Okay? That's what kind of world I'm living in. Just so that I won't have to cook for two. Okay? I try to buy stuff that they specifically do not like. Anyways, y'all pray for me.
When I tell you I have been there, and more times in my life than I can count. When I was in LA, when I was here, here is in Atlanta, in Georgia. The dude, my cousin, my God, he is no longer in my life. I'm actually glad about that. He's one of them. Okay. And there are just certain people in your life, whether they're family or friends or whoever, that will take advantage of you if you continue to let them do that. And it had gotten to the point to where I felt like if I went out, I had to invite that person. They had to come with me and I had to pay because I knew they couldn't afford it. And I felt weird leaving to have a great time and they weren't there. It felt weird. And if I got some food, I had to bring them some food. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a bad person, or I feel guilty if I have and you are going without and I'm having in front of you. It just feels bad to me. And so I guilted myself into getting them things. And in return, they never give back. They rarely even thank you at some points. Sometimes you catch yourself hiding things, whether it's a food or a snack or a drink or something, because you don't want to share it with them. You don't want them to know you have it. So you'll eat it later when they're not around, or you know what I'm saying? That's not a way to live, man. And it sucks. It sucks. But get this motherfucker out your house. Because we're living in a world right now where if they can't add to the payments and the finances in their home, they've got to go. I know it's uncomfortable, but my friend, you have got to have this conversation with them and you have got to let them know. And if they take that personally, I'm sorry. That's just kind of fucked up, especially when you're the one paying for everything. They should not if they're your real friend, if they are someone who actually cares for you, they should be willing to listen to you at the very least. You know what I'm saying? All I can say is, man, my mama used to say this to me all the time, and I'm going to say it to you. Never give more than you can afford, sweetheart. Sometimes we have to say no. Anyways, kick that bitch out your house. Or if it's a dude, kick that out your house. They got to go. Because this is your home, and the one thing that you do deserve to have in your home is comfort. You shouldn't have to hide shit in your own house. You shouldn't feel like you need to do that. They got to go. All right, guys, if you also want to get it off, don't forget you can call me 805-664-1828. You can call to vent. You can call for confessions. Maybe you want some advice. Maybe you just want to tell me that you love the podcast. I would love those phone calls too. My ego is tiny. I would love to expand it just a bit. Listen, if there's anything that you can take about this podcast episode today, is that I don't like assholes. I don't like racist assholes. I don't like transphobic assholes. I don't like homophobic assholes. And I don't like assholes who take advantage of other people when they're trying to do something nice for them. I don't like them assholes either. Not a fan. The only asshole I'm a fan of is my own. And that is an exit-only asshole. I want to make that very clear. Professionally selling life rules. Yo, shout out to the listeners because you guys are fucking titties. I love your faces, but most of all, the ears that are attached to them. I really do appreciate you. I mean, those of you that are coming to chill with me every week, thank you very much. This week, if you are a new listener, normally we're more on the silly side. I kind of went off a little bit. I wrote some things down, had to get the shit off. I don't normally do that kind of stuff on my podcast very often, but now and then, I got to say some shit. All right. Subscribe to this podcast, whatever platform that you're listening. And I hope that I hope you come back and check us out, because now, if you're unaware, if you're a listener, guess what? On Spotify and YouTube, you can watch this video and you can see the silly on your screen. I don't know why I paused. I had like a brain fart. I was like, what am I going to say? I don't know. Spit it out. Also, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the Professionally Silly YouTube channel as well. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and Amazon Music, I could use some 5 stars and written reviews. That is the best way to help this podcast grow on the Audible form. If you're watching this via YouTube or Spotify, comment below, pretty please. You can do that. Click that thumbs up button, subscribe, share your favorite episodes and or videos with your friends. That would be amazing. Check out the podcast Instagram at It's Pro Silly, the Professionally Silly podcast group on Facebook. I want you guys to start posting more in there. It feels like it's just me, and it probably is. Yeah. But I gotta tell you, the podcast, I think this venting line and this kind of like this Google voicemail thing, I think this is going to be helpful for the podcast. So I hope this helps me grow a little bit. I'm sharing the calls that I get on TikTok and on YouTube and Rails. So I'm hoping that more people will call in and kind of share in. And if this works out, we can have mini-sodes, full episodes of nothing but these calls. And I would love that. Or maybe even emails of things that you guys want to share. So you can email me as well. It's professionallysilly@gmail.com. Everything is down below in the show notes, along with my link tree, which has the links to my YouTube channels, my Instagram, my TikTok. All of that is down there. My Cameo and my Cameo at Amber Smiles Jones. I don't know why I laughed when I said that. I think it's because I know nobody's going to use it. My P.O. Box is down there too. Amber Smiles Jones, P.O. Box 533, Lovejoy, Georgia 30250. Once again, I'm your Audible boo thing, Amber Smiles Jones. And thank you so much for listening to the Professionally Silly station, where I take my silliness seriously. And I'll leave you with this. I actually forgot to get one today. My bad. If you're a new listener, I normally have like a random thing that I share. Last week, I said something about touching your feet with garlic. I don't know. Until until next time you decide to tune in, peace, silly listeners. Watch where you step, because there are pieces of shit everywhere and they love to spread their ignorance. Okay, bye. Bye.